We live in a world that often tells men to hide their emotions, to bottle up their feelings and put on a brave face. Be strong, man up, don't show your tears. Don't be weak. These phrases echo in the ears of many men, creating invisible barriers to vulnerability. They are taught to be stoic, to endure silently. But behind these walls of silence, a silent crisis brews. The pressure to conform to these outdated ideals can be overwhelming. Mental health affects everyone, regardless of gender. Men are not immune. They face the same struggles, the same battles. It's time to break the silence and acknowledge the unspoken struggle of men and their mental well-being. We need to dismantle these harmful stereotypes. We need to start the conversation. We need to encourage men to speak up, to share their stories. We need to create safe spaces for men to open up about their struggles without shame or judgment. Spaces where they feel heard and understood. This isn't about weakness, it's about courage. The courage to face one's inner demons. The courage to acknowledge vulnerability, to admit that it's okay to not be okay. The courage to seek help, to reach out when the weight becomes too heavy to bear alone. And the courage to redefine what it means to be a man in a world that desperately needs authentic strength. Let's rewrite the narrative. Let's replace silence with open dialogue, stigma with support, and fear with understanding. Let's build a community where men feel safe to express their true selves. It's time to create a world where men feel empowered to embrace their mental health and seek the help they deserve. Together, we can make a difference. From a young age, boys are often taught to suppress their emotions. They are encouraged to be tough, to be strong, and to hide any sign of vulnerability. They learn that vulnerability equals weakness, a dangerous equation that follows them into adulthood. This mindset becomes deeply ingrained, making it difficult for them to open up. Society reinforces these harmful stereotypes through media, cultural norms, and even casual conversations. The message is clear. Men must be resilient and unyielding. Men are expected to be stoic providers, protectors, and problem solvers. They are seen as the pillars of strength in their families and communities. They are conditioned to shoulder burdens in silence, to tough it out no matter the cost. This often leads to immense stress and burnout. This pressure to conform to rigid masculine norms creates a heavy burden. It can lead to feelings of isolation and inadequacy. It prevents men from expressing their true selves and seeking help when they need it most. The fear of being judged or ridiculed looms large. The fear of judgment, of being perceived as weak or inadequate, becomes a significant barrier to seeking support. This fear is often compounded by societal expectations. Men may worry about losing their jobs, their relationships, or their sense of identity if they admit to struggling. The stakes feel incredibly high. These societal expectations are not only unrealistic, but also incredibly damaging. They contribute to a cycle of silence and emotional suppression. They perpetuate a cycle of silence and stigma, preventing men from accessing the support they need and deserve. This cycle can have devastating effects on mental health. It's time to challenge these outdated norms and create a culture where men feel comfortable expressing their emotions and seeking help without fear of judgment. By fostering open conversations and offering support, we can make a significant difference. The consequences of internalizing emotions can be devastating. When men bottle up their feelings, it can lead to a range of negative outcomes that affect their mental and physical health. When men are conditioned to suppress their feelings, they often turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms. This suppression can start from a young age, where boys are taught to toughen up and not show vulnerability. Substance abuse, anger, and reckless behavior are common outlets for unexpressed pain. These actions not only harm the individual, but can also strain relationships with family and friends. Isolation becomes a refuge, a place where they can hide their struggles from the world. However, this isolation only deepens their sense of loneliness and despair. Untreated mental health issues can manifest in various ways, impacting relationships, careers, and overall well-being. The stress and pressure can become overwhelming, leading to conflicts at home and decreased productivity at work. Men may avoid seeking help due to a lack of awareness about mental health issues. They might not understand that what they are experiencing is a common and treatable condition. They may not recognize the signs and symptoms of depression, anxiety, or other mental health conditions. This lack of recognition can delay seeking the necessary help. The fear of appearing weak or vulnerable in front of others, especially loved ones, further perpetuates the cycle of silence. This fear is often rooted in societal expectations of masculinity. The fear of appearing weak or vulnerable in front of others, especially loved ones, further perpetuates the cycle of silence. This fear is often rooted in societal expectations of masculinity. It's crucial to remember that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Reaching out for support shows a willingness to improve and take control of one's life. Recognizing the need for support takes courage and self-awareness. It is the first step towards recovery and a healthier, more balanced life. By taking that first step, men can begin to heal, grow, and live more fulfilling lives. They can rediscover joy and purpose, and build stronger connections with those around them. Let's encourage open conversations about mental health, provide resources and support, and create a culture where men feel empowered to seek help without shame or fear. Together, we can break the stigma and promote mental well-being for all, and create a culture where men feel empowered to seek help without shame or fear. Together, we can break the stigma and promote mental well-being for all. Breaking down the stigma surrounding men's mental health requires a collective effort. It starts with challenging our own biases and preconceived notions about masculinity. We need to redefine what it means to be a man in today's world, embracing vulnerability as a strength and emotional expression as a sign of authenticity. Sharing personal stories can be incredibly powerful. When men courageously share their experiences with mental health, they chip away at the wall of silence. These stories help others feel less alone and empower them to seek help. Active listening is equally crucial. By creating a safe and non-judgmental space for men to open up, we show them that their feelings are valid and that they are not alone in their struggles. Every conversation, every story shared, every act of empathy brings us one step closer to breaking down the stigma and creating a more supportive environment for men's mental health. Watch this video to know the shocking truth about men's mental health.